Hey, what is up, Spiritual Hooligan? You know you're a spiritual hooligan when you are unoffendable. And that's not easy to do because the mind is a survival mechanism and is taking in information and putting it into a survival framework that causes you to be offended, which is a survival response. Of course, you're not in a survival situation, which is a little bit of a problem. My name is Matthew Ferry, and I am bringing you your daily enlightenment. It's your moment to pause, to slow down, to get connected to enlightened perspectives. I want to help you to quiet your mind and restore your peace. Now, we've been discussing for days and days and days now the idea of being a spiritual hooligan, and I'm trying to define it. I'm trying to get your mind wrapped around the idea of what it means to be a spiritual hooligan, because those two words, spiritual and hooligan, both have their own definitions for you. And then you put them together and it creates a whole different thing. And my goal is to get us aligned on what this idea of being a spiritual hooligan is. So you know you're a spiritual hooligan when you are unoffendable. As a spiritual hooligan, you laugh at yourself when you get offended. You're like, what am I doing? Because you're able to step back and realize that you are offended by your interpretation. Not the person, not the words, not the circumstance, not the symbol. None of that stuff offends you. You're able to realize when you are implementing the rapid enlightenment process, you're able to realize, wait, it's me. It's all me. It's not them. Somebody goes blah, 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 blah. And those sounds go through the washing machine of your consciousness. And next thing you know, you're offended, right? But all they did was make sound. You created the meaning. And if we're being honest, you're predisposed to certain kinds of meanings. You came in a certain way. And I'm going to say coming in a certain way, we're talking about genetic propensity. We're talking about consciousness propensity. Then we're talking about what shapes you, your culture, your family, etc., etc. And pulling all of that apart so that you are more in control of your reaction will bring about a lot of peace. And that's really the game we're playing. Spiritual hooligan. You actually have to break the rules in order to feel the peace that you want to feel. So all people do is they make sound, or all that happens is there's a symbol or there's a situation, and then boom, you create meaning that offends you. In essence, you have offended yourself with the meaning that you accidentally created. Now I'm going to say it like this. When a hidden motive to survive is present, your mind is going to go into, I'm offended, attack, defend, whatever that is. So the mind gets judgy. The mind is on high alert. It goes into survival mode when you have greed, grudge, hatred, victim, illogical rules, humble, traitor, resistance, lazy, pride. One of those things is running in the background. And if you're burdened by survival consciousness, then you're going to be susceptible to the influences of hidden motives, right? Like suddenly you're in resistance, or you're in, essentially that's what being offended is. It's like resistance. It might have grudge. It might have victim. It might have some hatred in there. These are survival motivations. And they create the energy for fighting, arguing, judgment, conflict. I'm a victim. They said this thing and no, it wasn't fair and I don't like it, right? All of that stuff is really just a manipulation strategy to try and get what you want out of life. But it's affecting you in a negative way. You're committed to peace. I know that. You are watching or listening to the Daily Enlightenment. You're committed to peace and joy and flow. As a spiritual hooligan, you use negative mind chatter as a signal. Something is happening. Something has triggered me into survival mode. And then you use the rapid enlightenment process to get yourself back to peace, right? Number one, you spot the unconscious reflexes of the drunk monkey. If you haven't watched the videos or done that playlist of the Daily Enlightenment on the drunk monkey, please do that. Two, you correct the imbalances in your consciousness created by the hidden motives to survive. There's a whole set of videos and Daily Enlightenments that I created just on the hidden motives. Three, you connect with enlightened perspectives. I just finished doing, I think, 17 videos or so just on enlightened perspectives. And four, you recontextualize. And recontextualizing is this skill of shifting the language and the context such that you get back to a state of all is well. So using those four things, you realize nothing offends you unless you are in a survival state. And of course, you being in a survival state is a joke. It's ridiculous. It's absurd. Nothing offends you unless you're wearing these filters accidentally that illogically say that you are somehow in a threatened state. I'm going to say it like this. You offend yourself because you've gone unconscious. Your mind is in a defensive place because you have a hidden motive to survive running the show. And it's time for you to find it and release it. In the end, as a spiritual hooligan, you know that people are always doing the best they can. Even if you don't agree with it, even if it's degrading, even if it feels completely selfish, they're always doing the best they can. And I'd like you to consider that everybody, all the time, me, you, everyone, is always operating in a deeply selfish manner. That even the big contributors to humanity, they're just being selfish. I don't know if humanity is the right way to say it, but humanity. They get off on the high of doing good. And that's a great benefit. It's a great benefit. There is a selfish motive in everything that we do. People are always doing the best they can in the moment based on their perspective. So please set your intention to be unoffendable today. Please set your intention to do that. There are no jerks in the world until you show up and label them. There are no jerks out there until you show up. Then they are now a jerk. And they are a jerk because you're up here on your high. I declare, because I am the Lord of the universe, that they are a jerk. I bestow the jerk hat on you. You don't know. They don't know. Everybody's doing the best they can. They're doing what they're doing. You're labeling it in a way that makes them a jerk. And really, when you make them a jerk, really what you're saying is, I don't like the way that they operate, which is, in essence, you being threatened by the way that they operate, which is, in most cases, absurd. There are actual threats, but in most cases, it's absurd. No one is anything until you show up and label them. Set your intention to take control of your labels today. So what was your insight? I want to know. Leave it in the comments, please. I want to know what your insight is. My name is Matthew Ferry, and I am the author of Quiet Mind, Epic Life. Wow, here's the book right here. Author of Quiet Mind, Epic Life. And the Rapid Enlightenment process is in there if you want to read the book. That'll help you also. But here's what I want you to do. Will you like this video? Will you leave me a comment? Will you share it? Will you subscribe to my channel, please? I put out a new daily enlightenment every day. You can also join us in the Spiritual Hooligans Facebook group. Just ask to be invited to answer the questions, please. Answer the questions to let us know that you're a spiritual hooligan. We don't like to let people in who don't answer the questions because then we don't know if they're spiritual hooligans or not. So answer the questions, please. And then that was a lot of requesting to answer the questions. But you know what? That's what I'm doing today. Thank you so much for tuning into this Daily Enlightenment. Have a great day. Bye-bye.